Good evening, everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of KIET group of institutions who has clubbed all of us here for the 5-day international workshop on 4.0 overseas, organized by Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, KIET group of institutions, in association with our international academic partner, FACENS University, Brazil. I welcome all the honorable dignitaries, fellow faculty members, and dear students. The purpose of this workshop is to promote collaborative projects, programs, and activities in the area of cooperation and common interest to facilitate education and research activities for scientific technological development and dissemination for the exchange of information and training at the university level. Such programs will enhance the development of collaborations between faculty members and students in India as well as in Brazil by the means of online or offline methodology. Now, I would request Dr. Nitin Saxena, the coordinator of this event from KIET, to brief us about this workshop. Nitin sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Shruti, for hosting this event wonderfully. Ladies and gentlemen, please accept my namaste, a tradition Indian gesture to say hello. Honorable Chief Guest of the function, Dr. Sunil Vadera, Professor, University Salford, Manchester, United Kingdom. All special invitees, especially Dr. Paulo, Dr. Anil Alavar, eminent speakers, colleagues, students, and participants. I once again heartily welcome you all for this 5-day international virtual workshop on 4.0 overseas, organized by Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, KIET Group of Institutions, Delhi-NCR, Ghaziabad, in association with our international academic partner, FACENS University, Brazil. Sir, industry have acknowledged the revolutions time to time for keeping themselves updating. It alters the way companies operate and the relationship between suppliers, customers, and third parties with increased interactions between all parties. In 1780s, when first industry was established, it with mechanization was identified as the first
अपनी
revolution of
बाइक
its.
की क्लास कर ले और खड़ी हो
In 1910, industry's electrification was recognized as the second revolution. From 1970, industries started focusing towards autonomous and digitalization, which was marked as third industry revolution. Now, since last 10 years, to be exact from 2013, industries are entering into the modernized approach of dealing real-time problems of industries in connection with social and environmental changes. This is being acknowledged as fourth industry revolution. Industry 4.0 fuses the digital, the physical, and the virtual world and is the biggest structural change in the past 250 years. The fourth industrial revolution started at the beginning of the 21st century with the combination of digital, physical, and virtual worlds into what is called cyber physical system. Due to its scale, scope, and complexity, this transformation will be unlike anything humankind has experienced and fundamentally alters the way we live, work, consume, trade, invest, and relate to one another. Sir, Industry 4 aligns the knowledge of diversified areas such as robotics, bioinformatics, nanotechnology, blockchain, Internet of Things, future of energy, advanced materials, augmented reality, AI, and many more on single platform. Moving on this workshop, I assure to all participants that they will get beautiful exposure of Industry 4.0 through this workshop, as all the 12 experts from across the globe are the real-time industrial warrior for these new technologies. It is my duty to pay my sincere thanks to all my speakers, Professor Antonio Carlos from FASEN, Julia D from BDI Brazil, João Vitor from BDI Brazil, Johannes from GIZ GmbH, Dennis Zarate from Engineers College of Peru, Michael from Flex in Brazil, Ashish D. Thomre from Kite Group, Sanjay Malik from Sapro Electronics and Electrical India Private Limited, Himanshu Sekhar from L&T Power India, Narzara from FETEC Kotia Brazil, and Colonel Indrajit Singh from Bara Technology, India. We are immensely pleased and thankful to all our speakers. I am very positive that this workshop will help us all to think into new segments of engineering for creating tomorrow engineers and entrepreneurs. I also wish that the students and participants will make a strong connection with all our speakers through this platform for the benefit of society and world. The department faculty and students are also ready to accept the live project with you, sir. Finally, I would like to draw the kind attention of esteemed guests towards the registration statistics, which reflect the acceptability and popularity of our workshop. We have received more than 280 registrations for this event from the different segments. During this whole workshop, we will engage with our participants not only through lectures delivered to them, but also through their online presence, their feedback, form, and quizzes. Anticipating your full cooperation and enthusiasm for next 5-day sessions, once again I welcome you all and thankful to you all for joining this inaugural ceremony. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. I request to Shruti ma'am, please. Over to you, ma'am.
Further, I would request Professor Antonio, the coordinator from FACENS University, to give us some highlights.
To be here. You know that I've been in India at least once, and it was a lovely experience. So I'm free to say namaste. Yeah, it's proud. I'm really happy to have this connection to this idea and to be together, because we have plenty of opportunities to exchange our experience. And I would like just to say again, thank you very much for the organization, Dr. Nitin. It's a pleasure to stay. We have talked a little while with this time zone difference, but I guess we will have a plenty of good experiences. Thanks a lot.
Shruti.
Now, I would cordially invite Dr. Neeraj Gupta, sir, Head Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, KIET. Sir will brief us something about the department. Please, sir.
A very good evening, all of you. On behalf of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department of KIET Group of Institutions, it is my utmost honor to extend a warm welcome to the inaugural ceremony of 5 days International Virtual Workshop on 4.0 Overseas, organized by the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering KIET Group of Institutions. Delhi-NCR Ghaziabad, in association with our international academic partner, FACENS University, Brazil. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Professor Sunil Vadera, Professor, University of Salford, Manchester, United Kingdom, Dr. Paulo Carvalho, Dean, FACENS University, Brazil, Dr. Anil Alawat, Dean Academy, KIET Group of Institutions, along with our esteemed dignitaries from both sides. The keynote speaker of the 5-day International Virtual Workshop, faculty member and participant. The chief guest, Professor Sunil Vadera, has been instrumental in guiding us with each step that we take, and had physically visited our campus and enlightened us with a distinguished lecture which is fresh in our memory. Sir, your association means a lot of us. Dr. Paulo Carvalho has influenced us so much in every aspect, and the MOU that we have signed with FACENS University Brazil has in many ways befittingly benefited both the sides. At this juncture, I would like to mention a few keynote-worthy achievement of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering KIET Group of Institutions. Sir, we have 100% placement in our 2021 graduates well before they graduated from our campus. Carrying forward the legacy of 100% placement from 2022 batch, around 50 students have already been placed. One of our third year student, Mr. Utkarsh Misra, have won a cash award of 1 lakh Indian rupees Leaf Hackathon powered by the ShadowFax and Farview. With a tough competition on a global level with 1500 plus registrations, 300 plus teams, he has done this accomplishment. All these point out of one established fact that electrical and electronics engineering is a multidisciplinary foundation in alignment with the new education policy 2020. And also that a core branch like electrical and electronics engineering has a immense potential to create a zillion opportunity. The department is also thankful to our international academic partner FACENS University Brazil. We have organized several events in the last year, and I am confidently feel that with FACENS, our students will develop world-renowned achievement in the future, and so. Especially pay my sincere thanks to the Professor Paolo and Professor Romano for keeping faith in us. Welcome you all once again and wishing you all a fulfilling and engaged experience throughout the workshop. Thank you. Over the man.
Thank you, sir. Professor Paulo, Dean FACENS University, Brazil. He has been very instrumental in the signing of this MOU between KIET Group of Institutions and FACENS University. I would like to call sir for some inaugural words. Please, sir.
Thank you. Good evening to you in India. Good morning to people in Brazil. Good afternoon to people in Europe. Anyway, it's a very big pleasure to be here in this opening ceremony of this important event. It's important in two ways. It's important because Industry 4.0 is really a very significant change and will be the motto for the industry in the future. And because also, second, because of this partnership between FACENS and KIET, which allows us to have this opportunity of having people from several parts of the world together, which is always very much important. So it's a pleasure to be here. And I would like to thank all the speakers, but in particular our friends from VDI Brazil, this German Brazilian Engineers Association, which bring this their experience, which is big. German industry has the biggest. They start the Industry 4.0. So I thank them very much for this opportunity here. I'm sure it will be a very fruitful event, a fruitful workshop. So thank you to everyone, and a good event for everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request our Dean, Professor Anil Alawat, to present the inaugural speech. Sir, please.
Okay, thank you, Shruti. I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Professor Sunil Vadera, Professor, University of Salford, Manchester, UK. Dr. Paulo Dean, FACENS University, Brazil. Dr. Neeraj Gupta and his team, distinguished guests, speakers, delegates, and all members present here in this virtual meeting. Good evening, one and all present here. It is a great honor for me to welcome all of you in a 5 days international virtual workshop on 4.0 overseas, an initiative to develop chat room on Industry 4.0. I would like to express my most sincere gratitude for your presence during the inauguration of this workshop on behalf of KIET Group of Institutions. The workshop aims to provide a platform where the experts of the domain can share the knowledge in the field of Industry 4.0, which is the most emerging area in the field of core engineering. Furthermore, there is a very close interlinkage between technology and industries that requires engineers and technocrats to have a common understanding of IoT, artificial intelligence, and machine learning based projects. evaluation approaches, and methodologies. Throughout the workshop, the emphasis is on transferring practical knowledge, that is how rather than pure theoretical knowledge. The gracious presence of all esteemed guests from different parts of the world is highly motivating for the established and budding researchers to take up the challenge to serve the humanity by providing a friendly technology. It will surely provide entrepreneurial skill to achieve the milestones through this workshop. KIET group of institution is also thankful to our international academic partners. Through this platform, I would like to draw your kind attention towards our achievements towards academic excellence. Our adequate ranks in NIRF ranking, which is provided by Government of India, NBA accreditations, NAC accreditations, QSI gauge ranking make us different from other institutions of not only in our region, even in all over the country. Our faculty and management is committed to excel further, and number of MOUs with national and international organizations, Center of Excellence, and students recognition on international platform. Research projects, consultancy work, collaborative publications are few to showcase our commitment. A workshop of such significant level would not have been possible without the efforts and hard work of the members of the organizing committee. So the committee members who have been the brain behind this workshop have worked hard with utmost efficiency and dedication. It is my hope that by the end of this workshop, we shall have made a contribution towards our goal. So I must congratulate all the members of India and abroad to join this workshop, and I must congratulate all the organizing committee members who have put a lot of efforts to make this workshop in this kind. So once again, thank you very everyone to join this workshop. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. Now it is the time to welcome the chief guest of the event, Professor Sunil Vadera, sir. Professor Vadera is Professor of Computer Science at the University of Salford. He is Fellow of the British Computer Society, a Chartered Engineer, a Chartered IT Professional. He has held many leadership roles including Dean of School of Computing, Science and Engineering, Head of Computer Science, Associate Dean of Research, and Director of Informatic Research Institute. He was Chair and Vice Chair of British Computer Society Accreditation Committee from 2007 to 2010, which is responsible for the accreditation of UK degree in computing. Professor Vadera was awarded the UK BDO Best Indian Scientist and Engineer Award in 2014 and the Amity Award for Research Contribution to AI and Neural Network in 2018. His research is driven by the desire to close the gap between theory and practice in data mining and AI, something he has been doing for over 2 decades by working with industry. He has published several publications of international repute. He has worked as lead investigator of the University of Salford's contribution to the Great Manchester AI Foundry, a project that aims to support SMEs to develop innovative products using AI. His main line of research in recent years has been in the field of cost-sensitive learning and deep learning. Sir, now please enlighten us with your knowledge and your wisdom. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shruti Pandey. That was very, very long and slightly embarrassing, but thank you. Thank you for those kind words. I hope you can hear me clearly, and I hope everybody's keeping well in these difficult times that we're in. I visited KIET in 2020, I think, February, and I had the pleasure of meeting Professor Neeraj Gupta, Professor Nitin Saxena, and also Professor Arvind Sharma were the people that I met. And what struck me when I visited was the vision and the drive and the support they had for their students. I was lucky enough to meet a group of students, and the one thing I came away with was the commitment of the students to perform well. Their knowledge and background was great. And as we've just heard Dr. Neeraj Gupta say, the placements record is very, very impressive. And congratulations on the 100% record on your placements. The other thing that struck me was the kindness and the appreciation of others, which is a significant thing and a significant quality that you add to your students. You know, I always ask what distinguishes your students from other students and your institution. And for me, that was something that you were instilling in your students, which was wonderful to see. More than just academic qualities, and also the work that you were doing with industry on energy and in machine learning and AI and robotics was very interesting, and it's very good to see that range of applications that you were involved in. Of course, that means that you're well placed to have a workshop on Industry 4.0. My own background, as hinted, is in AI, and this is actually I've seen 3 waves of AI. Each wave is bigger than the previous wave. Each wave builds on the previous wave, and in each wave, what you have are challenges, major challenges of practice lagging theory, and the relationship between theory and practice being an interesting challenge. Quite naturally, academia can go ahead of industry, and sometimes when you try and apply those things in industry, they don't work as well as academics think. So this gap between industry and research is even bigger in Industry 4.0. As we've just heard, it's not just about one discipline, it's about AI, it's about Internet of Things, it's about the social impact of those things, it's about robotics, it's about all those areas. The idea being that the sum of parts is bigger than each individual part. That idea, of course, is a good vision to have, but developing it, implementing it successfully is even more difficult than focusing on those individual smaller parts, unfortunately. So those challenges really are something that you're addressing, and you're trying to bring with this workshop and Industry 4.0. And congratulate you on picking up this challenge, because it has many dimensions. A number of those dimensions are going to be covered. I notice you have topics on with SMEs. So SMEs are really struggling with areas such as AI, such as Internet of Things, and such as Industry 4.0. They don't necessarily have all the resources that the larger companies have. They don't necessarily have the technical background, but equally, if they're not supported by academia, and if they're not supported by governments, those economies will struggle. Most of the jobs really tend to be created by SMEs, surprisingly. Unfortunately, in the UK, a lot of SMEs also fold, they collapse because they don't have the support. So once again, I say with great affection with SMEs that you have, it's useful to have this workshop. You also look in the workshop, you're also going to look at diversity in engineering. So one of the talks is on diversity. Once again, in engineering alone, the participation rate amongst females in Europe is very low. So it's much better in India, and I'm pleased to see that topic being addressed. In terms of risks, there are too many risks if we keep our eyes closed and just focus on the vision. So once again, it's great to see topics on risk being discussed as part of your sessions that you have. In AI, for example, in my field, there's always optimism in what you can achieve with AI, but people forget that you can actually trick AI into recognizing things that are not there. So, you know, if you have autonomous vehicles and they're using vision systems, You can easily fool a 30-mile speed limit to a stop sign, or a stop sign to a 30-mile speed limit, and you could end up with crashes. You could have issues of cyber security with the autopilot being taken over, easily taken over, and creating crashes if that's, which is quite risky. So once again, I would add my congratulations for the organising committee, to KIET for a wonderful workshop, and I wish everyone a successful workshop and some networking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. Gratitude is the best attitude. So I would request Kapil Gandhi, sir, from our department to propose the vote of thanks. Kapil, sir, please.
Thank you, Shruti ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sunil Vadera, sir, Professor, University of Salford, Professor Paul, Dean, FACENS University, Dr. Anil Awas, sir, Dean Academic, KIET Group of Institutions, Dr. Neeraj Kumar Gupta, Head Electrical Department, KIET, Dr. Arvind Kumar Sharma, Additional Head Electrical Department, organizers of the event, faculty, staffs, delegates, and our most valued participants. It is my privilege to extend a vote of thanks on the occasion of inaugural function of workshop on 4.0 overseas, jointly organized by FACENS University Brazil and KIET Group of Institutions India. I, on the behalf of KIET Group of Institution and Associate University, express most sincere thanks to our Chief Guest Dr. Sunil Vadera, Professor, University of Salford, for gracing the occasion by their presence and sharing the knowledge. Thank you very much, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our Dean Academics, sir, Dr. Anil Arawat, for being with us and supporting all the time and encouraging us for taking up the challenges. I would also like to express my thanks to the authorities of FACENS University Brazil for extending their support and organizing this event. Heartfelt thanks to our head, Dr. Neeraj Kumar Gupta, additional head, Dr. Arvind Kumar Sharma, and Team EN for planning and execution in detail. This has made this international event possible. Thank you to all of you. Once again, from the core of my heart, I would like to express my thanks to all presenters. Thank you very much, sir.